Yeah, hello. Good to see you. Anyway, I've been working on an internet idea since I turned the son of a bitch on back in the late 90s. We were about 5 years behind everybody else, but I was already making money-making deals before the internet ever showed up. And I spent thousands of dollars in money and also a couple of years, like a decade of time, and so my dues are paid. But anyway, it's starting to rain out here, but that's the thing about the internet, that the conditions are always perfect. There's no rain days or sun days or any. It runs 24 hours a day like a 7-Eleven. Anyway, the reason that I tried to make the deal is for life insurance for my children, because I have no life insurance and my dad died at 47 and I'll be 47 in September, so that's only a month away. So anyway, I didn't really have much planned for after that age, but anyway, I guess I'm on retirement time here, but this is how I'm going to retire, is on this deal. So can you. And you can also get your kids started early. But one time I was in the library and I found a Canadian Book of Laws, and I was looking for a definition of multi-level marketing to prove to my son that it's all legit. So, and he's still not buying in, but if I start to make some money, at least I can give him some money. Plus, he'll probably play the game once he realizes that it's totally legit. Anyway, the legal description is a participant in a plan that gives consideration for the right to receive compensation by reason of a recruitment into the same plan of another participant in the plan that gives consideration for the same right. Describes this deal to a T. I'll read that one more time. A participant in a plan that gives consideration for the right to receive compensation by reason of recruitment into a plan of another participant in the plan that gives consideration for the same right. A lot of mumbo jumbo, but anyway, like as far as I'm concerned, the pyramid scheme is legal according to this, but I decided to not go with the pyramid idea about yesterday. I figured it all out. But anyway, today's August the 14th, 2015, and all you really need is direction to this YouTube video and a mailing address to play the game. We're going to utilize the internet, and we're also going to utilize the post office, so that's two huge enterprises that we're going to be able to harness and use, and it's cash. It's going to be a cash game, and it's cheap. Anyway, one thing I learned after 10 years, and I spent about 2 years on the internet building websites trying to come up with some kind of money-making scheme. But and then when I had a deal built, I was trying to get traffic, and I found what's called opt-in emails. They're legal. People are wanting to receive emails. It's not illegal, so it might be a good thing that they made it illegal to email people, because now they got these massive lists that you can buy into. But there's one that's called MMS Express. MMS Express, and you can email 200 million people 3 times a day. And there's also one called Safe Mail Services, and once you buy into these deals, they'll start throwing other opt-in email deals at you. So there's all kinds of them, and the one MMS Express is only $14.95 a month, and the Safe Mail Services is $39.95 forever. And they also have ways that you can make money as a reseller, but you could put that in your email, opt-in email, your address to your MMS Express if you want to try to make a few extra bucks. And the whole deal runs on the honor system. But one thing about the opt-in emails, when you get there, when it says put in a website address, you can put in any address like google.ca, or just fill in the form and then push the button, and then it emails to 200 million people, and you can push it twice a day. So it runs like a lottery, except for in our game, instead of one chance in a million, you get millions of chances in one. You're literally pulling the handle for 50 bucks a million times. Anyway, it runs on the honor system, which everything does. Like if somebody orders trees or firewood, I expect to be paid when I get there. So everything runs on the honor system. The taxes, churches. Anyway, the U.S., this is important, the U.S. and the Canadian dollar are at par. They're worth the same. Like 50, if you're an American and your dealer is a Canadian, you can send them $50 American, and if you're Canadian, you can send the American $50 Canadian. The money's at par, it doesn't matter. You can try to gain on it if you want, but for this game, the Canadian dollar and the American dollar are at par. And the method of payment is cash in the mail. And this is such a simple deal. The terms are $50 for a lifetime membership to the Money Anonymous. And then monthly dues, only once you're making money, you're supposed to pay $50 a month, but we're not trying to take advantage of anybody, but if it's a one-time $50 deal, then it's only going to bingo one time. With this deal, it'll bingo every time, and everybody, it's not a pyramid scheme at all, because it's a one line, there's no up line, you're not making it, like if you buy the deal off anybody but me, I won't make a red cent on it. So everybody's got their own group. I'm just trying to be I just want to be a player in my own game. That's why I'm going to remain anonymous. For the few people that find this on YouTube, if you don't have an original seller, then just give $50 to charity once a month, or find somebody that needs help. But there's the only way people will find the deal usually is by advertising. So you got to advertise. Like, that's the key to business. So it's $50 for a membership. We're selling memberships. Once you buy a membership, you're allowed to sell memberships. So everybody tries to get their own group of people together, and it's almost like it panned out to be just like life insurance, except for we're governing the money, and we're in charge. Like, there's no, like I said before, I won't make any money on most of the deals, but I'm just trying to sell 100 deals myself, because that's $5,000 a month, and if you sell 1,000 deals, that's $1 million, or sorry, that's $50,000 a month, which is not more than enough for me. And this deal appeals to everybody. It's like a shoe that fits everybody. Like, everybody needs money, but everybody has to throw in $50. And like, I don't have anybody to give my $50 to, but I'm going to give a lot of my money that I make to my ex-wife. And like I say, I've already paid my dues, but I'm going to play my game under my name with my post office box, just like everybody else, with opt-in emails. I won't try to take advantage of. I should probably. Anyway, if you can understand that, I've spent like a decade. I've thought about this deal for the last year. I was building a website, and then they shut me down because it was a pyramid scheme. So even though this deal isn't, they might deem it to be so. So if you're interested, get in on the deal early, and in case YouTube shuts us down. But I asked YouTube to take the deal at face value and the merit of the deal, and we're just a bunch of people trying to make a few bucks, and everybody throws in 50. So I pay, like, if you want to sell, like, you buy a membership from me or from another player. And then as soon as you send your $50, you do it on the honor system. You send $50, and then you're allowed to advertise with opt-in emails or Facebook or whatever you want to do. You can even have your own website with direction to this YouTube video. There's all kinds of ways you can advertise in the newspaper with a mailing address. And if everybody, like, the more the merrier. If everybody puts on their opt-in email, you got to make a header like best thing in town or whatever, best game in town or whatever. But if everybody puts Money Anonymous, the people that are looking at through the opt-in emails, they keep seeing this Money Anonymous, Money Anonymous, Money Anonymous. They're going to check it out, so you might get lucky and sell a deal. But I've been rolled. When I was a kid, I was rolled. I've been conned. I've been cheated. I've been taken advantage of or whatever. But anyway, that's, sometimes I give them credit for running their con, but this deal here isn't a con, and it's $50 a month dues. So once you start making money, that's the thing. You pay your $50 in good faith, and then you're supposed to pay $50 a month dues, and you can even tip your dealer. But anyway, that's another game, because we're not going to have an upline, so it's going to be just a straight $50 cash. That way, that's all that's coming in is $50 cash. No one's going to stop a $50 bill in the mail, because it's not that much money, but it's going to be a large, like, coming in from everywhere. So anyways, so you pay $50 to get in the game, and then you pay $50 a month, and then you can sell memberships in your group. And then so if you're a dealer, then you can sell memberships for $50, and if everybody gets 100 players, we'll make $5 grand a month each. Or if you get more, then you're going to make more money, but you only have to put out that measly $50. It's like life insurance, like I said, but we're in charge and we're not getting ripped off. And it's anonymous, so you don't have to put a return address on your letter to your dealer. Like, that's almost one of the rules, that there's no return address. You can put a nickname on the top there or whatever you want to do, but that would be kind of cool. Put a nickname on the top of your where the mailing address goes. But anyway, no return address, and you can use your initials for advertising on MMS Express and Safe Mail Services or whatever other opt-in email deals you want to use, or Facebook, or this would probably work great on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. And then it says here, sell only 10 memberships, you'll make 500 a month. Sell 1,000 and you'll make 50 grand. So I basically got everything covered, and the biggest thing is that we know how to push a button on the internet to 200 million people. And so basically you're asked, like, it's not like Amway where you're bugging people trying to, this deal doesn't run on it's almost like business. When I was in business, I didn't keep a customer list, I just advertised for more business. But I mean, you're not trying to, you can talk to your friends and probably make your money back. You only have to sell you only have to sell one membership to break even, so you can probably sell it to your buddies. But after that, you can sell it to all your so-called friends on Facebook, and we can sell it. There's a whole bunch more involved, like, because I wrote the little book on small business, and there's elements involved. So I think I got the deal straightened out, so I'm not going to confuse you by trying to explain business to you. So basically it's $50 for a membership, and once you buy in, you can sell memberships, and then there's a $50 a month dues. Once you start making money, you're only obligated to pay that once you start making some money. And then if everybody just plays the game, and actually the sun is shining, so like it's make hay when the sun shines. And then I'm going to show you some pictures of some footage, because I've been in the business all my life, but my two major industries were firewood and selling little trees. And we dug all the little trees. I only know where to get one more run of trees, because after 15 years I caught up to myself and they're not growing fast enough. And then the firewood business is, I need too much equipment, and then also the wood is unavailable because they're clear cutting. So in the old days, I used to actually live here in a bus in the bush here, but one time the forest ranger caught me. He said, where are you going, Dave? I said, he said, where are you headed? I said, south. And I just moved it over the ridge, and I was camped there. I used to live in the forest, and I have no, if I was a country, I'd be in good terms, because I have no debt, because I went broke when I was young, and I didn't ever get in debt ever again. So I do have a few small personal debts that I could like to pay off with this deal. But anyway, I'm going to show you some footage of the area, and it's like basically I'm at the end of my line here as far as making money. What I always say, I thought about this quite a bit, was if you can make good money part-time, make it all the time. Because I had an idea to sell firewood by the wheelbarrow to apartments and condominiums when I was a kid, and that's all I did. And then I just ran my own companies ever since I was old enough to push a wheelbarrow, or not a wheelbarrow, but push a shovel, to shovel people's walks and stuff like that. But anyway, we never had the internet when I grew up. All we had was TV and radio. In some ways, I think we were better off that way. But anyway, now we got the internet, so I'm going to think of when I show you these pictures of the timber and stuff. Think of the internet as a natural resource, and we're going to harvest it, okay? And we're going to get $50. Everybody throws in $50. It's a secret club. It's called Money Anonymous. I really want to use my name, but I'm going to remain anonymous, because I'm actually at a disadvantage, because people think that I'm making all kinds of money, or that I already made my share, or that I'm trying to rip people off because I don't have to pay my $50, but I've already paid. I've spent, especially the last 3 or 4 months, thinking about this son of a bitchin' deal all day long, and never been able to get it right, but I think I got it right now. And maybe I could even make it happen today. And the date is August 14th, 2015. So it's a brand spanking new deal, and it's actually the same as another deal that I saw on the internet. It was $100, but then I don't think it's the same, because there's always somebody that's getting the money. But with our deal, we're independent operators. We're almost like insurance companies selling insurance for $50, and then once you buy a policy, you can sell the deal for $50. But basically, it boils down to everybody throws in $50, and the deal only produces. If we throw in 50, it's only going to produce that amount of money. So every month we got to keep throwing in an extra 50 to keep the thing rolling. So then the one thing that you might get tied down to is a post office box, but you can always get your mail forwarded, or else get someone to pick up your mail while you're traveling the world. And also you can rent the post office box for about $15 a month, which might be a good idea, because when they change until they change, like in Canada, they're not going to mail right to your house anymore, so you're going to get a new address, a box number. So you might want to wait till, I don't know what to tell you to do, but anyway, like I say, there's no return address, so don't worry about, just do your end and send the money. It'll show up like clockwork. I mail money to my ex-wife, and I always wonder if it's going to make it there, but it always does. And I've done mail order businesses too, and the one thing that's reliable is the post office. And if you want, you can use more information. There's no need for email, and there's no need for telephones. But if you want, you can put your telephone number on your opt-in emails or on your advertising, so that people can text you and say I'm in, so that you know that your deal's hopping. And then I don't really like email too much, because it's a kind of a time thing. But anyway, I just like to say thanks, and this is the best that I can do, and I'm gonna show you some footage of the country here. And it's God's country. It's in the foothills of Alberta. And basically, if you can think of it like a child. If my boy read this, I want him to understand how it works. It's $50 to buy a membership, and even calling it a membership makes it legal. We're selling memberships for $50, and once you buy a membership, you can sell memberships, and it's a secret society, and we're all going to make a piss pot full of money. And like I say, this is all I do now. And then I've already bought MMS Express on another deal, so I'm still hooked up there. But I'm probably just playing the game with MMS Express. But you guys might be at an advantage to me, because I have a little bit of money, but I don't have a lot to spend on more opt-in emails right now. But anyway, I'm hooked up, and you can start playing as soon as you watch this video. You're basically in the deal, as long as you realize that, and send your dealer $50. And don't worry about the people that are going to rip the deal off, because they're not really gaining much, because they only have to put out $50. So it doesn't really pay to try to rip the deal off, and probably the people that you think would rip it off are the ones that are going to play. But like, I call myself an XYZ personality. Like, if you ask me for $1, I'll empty my pockets most of the time in my life, or give you $20. But I had to ask for $1 one time, and you got to ask 100 people and almost get your ass kicked. And I was looking for someone like myself, and finally I got a bingo, and I put the money in somebody else's hat. So anyway, instead of trying to make it like asking for $1, everybody that finds this deal should buy in. It's only $50. You can make your money back on your first sale. You can probably break even with a couple phone calls, and then it's kind of a fun thing too. Gives you a purpose. You can get up and get on your opt-in emails and push a few buttons every day, and then wait, and then go check your mail every day and get the cash in the mail. And if there's a raid, the police won't be able to figure out who's who, because there's no return address. But I read you the legalities of this deal, and it's not a pyramid scheme, because I took off. There's no upline, and every other deal on the internet is a money-making pyramid scheme of some sort. So Anyway, this is the legal definition out of the Canadian law books, and I'm sure it's the same in America. A participant in a plan that gives consideration for the right to receive compensation by reason of recruitment into the plan of another participant in the plan that gives consideration for the same right. So basically, let's rock and roll. I'm hop in my truck. I'm gonna shoot some footage here, and then I'm gonna hop in my truck and I'm gonna go try to download this on YouTube and get this ball rolling. Anyway, thank you. That's where I live. That's where I moved to, just across the ridge. Anyway, I guess that's all I'm doing. Okay, thank you, and have a good afternoon, and we'll see you on Rich and Famous.